strange echo. Anyway, it's raining, so I'm off my hammock. I'm just lying on the bed here. I'm having a nice, relaxing day. Well, not exactly. You know, when you're doing lots of stuff that you love, you can't wait to get up and just do it, you know? So I've been doing a lot of tarot. I've done about 3 tarot readings, which will go on my other channel. But anyway, I'm going to wait for a few people, see if they join. And I want to talk about moving on TV. I want to talk about, I did explain to you about the new program that we're starting. But my personal feelings of why moving on TV doesn't grow the way other channels grow, because my tarot channel's growing quicker than moving on TV. Why is that? Well, there's a couple of reasons. I'd say the main reason is because it's not a channel. I had this long conversation with someone and saying, why is moving on TV not growing? Because channels grow. God, I love this red. I love this red. This wig could be worn in different ways. It's so adaptable. You can wear it like this, or you can wear it upside down. It's so adaptable. I love it. Anyway, is that basically the synchronicity here of what is moving on TV? Yes, Lauren. For some reason, Spirit gave me that analogy of this wig. I love this wig because this wig can be worn upside down, to the side, or this way. It's so adaptable. And so is moving on TV. See, moving on TV is not a channel. It's a TV station. I try to drum this into people. And that's why people don't accept it, and it's not growing as quickly as a channel. You see, a channel is when you focus on one thing at a time. When you have a channel, it's kind of like focusing on one thing at a time, right? So, for example, you have a tarot channel and all you do is tarot. So that will grow quickly if you keep putting energy into it, like I put into moving on TV. So your tarot channel will grow. Like Janie's doing tarot and I'm doing tarot. We've got our own channels and they're growing. The tarot channel is growing quicker than moving on TV. Subscribers are coming on quicker than moving on TV because they know that all they're going to get from that channel is tarot. Okay? That's all they're going to get, tarot. Right? Now, say you have a channel that deals with cars. Yeah? So you have a specific audience that is going to watch that channel because that channel deals with cars. And anyone who's interested in cars is going to go on that channel. Yeah? Say you have a channel that deals with hair, with wigs. So you're going to get people that are specifically will go on that channel. People that are interested in wigs. People that are interested in hair. They will go on that channel, right? Now, moving on TV is not a channel. It's a TV station. And it's got loads of different subjects. It's got everything. Just like ITV, just like BBC, just like Sky Television. It's got loads of different programs. I never intended moving on TV to be a channel. If moving on TV was a channel, it would be flying by now because it would be specified to a certain kind of person. Now, all right, we have moving on TV, which is specified for light workers and starseed and anyone who wants to develop their life, and it's positive, it's full of fun, it's full of laughter, it's full of positivity. So it's for people that want to move on. However, it's also for people that are depressed because people can start to find their happy thought in moving on TV. And then if we go on BitChute, and if tomorrow I go into London, depending on the weather, it doesn't look very likely at the moment, it's miserable. But if I do go into London tomorrow, if the weather is nice enough, then you'll get the truth on BitChute. And you'll get the truth on MeWe. You won't get it on Moving on TV. However, Moving on TV is a TV station. Moving on TV gives you the hope, the glory, the truth. It gives you hope. If you're already happy, then you can come on to Moving on TV and you can grow your happiness. If you're not happy and you feel low, then I come on here and I make you laugh, or I make you smile, because that is my job. And because I do that, I am happy and I'm not in denial. The only thing I'm in denial is that I haven't done the washing up and the house is a mess. Apart from that, I'm not in denial of anything. I'm happy. And so because I'm happy, I can teach happiness. If you're happy, you can teach happiness. And thank you for the like. Baba Bertha wants unlikes, I want likes. If I'm happy, I can teach happiness. And I'm happy. And I was thinking to myself, are you running away from anything today, Lauren? Why do you do these talks? I do these talks because I want to grow Moving on TV, because I love it. And I'm doing the Eight of Pentacles. I am focusing every single day, every single day, every single day. Even if I'm not on Restream, I'm now doing these vlogs. I'm talking to you directly, either from the swing or from the car. and because I love it, and I love wearing wigs because it's fun. And I know that red is good red is lovely. Red is good. I love red. But I am not dyeing my hair for anybody. I'm saying blonde. Because blonde is gentle. Blonde, that blondie grey colour is beautiful. When I did that recording in the car on Dad's the anniversary of Dad's death, I was blonde, and I looked at it and I thought, wow, you look stunning. I love myself, and I'm not just saying that, I do. And whether I wear this or I wear blonde, it doesn't matter. Anyway, moving on to, I'm an actress, right? And today I'm red, but I will never dye my hair again, because then I lose the blonde. And I love it. I love her. I think she's stunning, because she's the real me, the real color that I am at the moment. And she's more gentle than the redhead. The redhead is fiery, she's passionate, and she sometimes gets into situations that I don't always want to get into. So they say redheads have more fun. Well, I'm having a load of fun at the moment. But I'm not in denial about anything except the fact that I haven't done the washing up, and the kitchen's a mess, and the whole house needs tidying up. And that, to me, comes after my job as a humanitarian. So anyway, Moving on TV is a TV station, and it's going to take longer to grow. Now, if you think about the BB thing and the IT thing and all of those things that people watch that are now, unfortunately, not leading you forward, they're keeping you stuck. They originated when there was no internet. We're talking about the 50s, probably, when they started, around the 50s, I think. 50s, 60s. Because that's all there was. They were an anomaly. They were new. They were something. Who the hell had? No one had a television. No one knew what a television was. So that was a great new invention. Now, Moving on TV is not going to be able to grow like that, obviously. Well, because you've got television already, and you've got the internet. So Moving on TV is presenting to you those TV stations that originally they started out to give you a lot of fun and compassion, but the message behind them was television, to teach you what you need to be, what you need to create. Now, who told me that? Television. I think it was Mark Steele, to condition you to be what they want you to be. The adverts, if you go back to the beginning of television, and they were about soap, conditioners, chemicals. May not have been as serious. Okay, you got, do you remember the Pears? I used to love Pears, watching the Pears, Pearl. Was it Pearl or Pear? Pears soap when we were growing up, where you got this girl with the skin was pure, but she used this beautiful Pear soap, I think it was, or Pearl, doesn't matter. They were selling you beauty, outwards beauty. They were telling you you have to look like that. Your skin has to be pure. Now, who would do that to a young teenager who's got acne? Telling them, oh, you're not pretty enough. Oh, if you use our soap, you're going to look gorgeous. No. They were teaching you all about the physical. Yeah, okay, so I'm wearing this today. So I'm a bit of a hypocrite, am I? No. I'm having fun. I'm having fun. And it's colours. I love colours. So I'm teaching you to make the best of yourself. But don't be afraid to admit the truth. Like I do, you know, the teeth situation. I don't need to show it to you today. But if you love me, really love me, nothing matters. You love me, without teeth. You love me. If God forbid I had no hair because I was going through something, you'd love me, because love is unconditional. And if I don't love you unconditionally, then I'm a hypocrite. If you turn up and you know, I've got a friend and her boyfriend lost all his teeth. It doesn't stop her from loving him. Of course not. That's not love. That's what television taught you. Look at the soap operas from America. Look at the bold and the beautiful. Look at the images that they gave you of what a man needs to look like and what a woman needs to look like. Beautiful. They all need to look gorgeous, like little dolls, like Ken and Barbie dolls. That destroys your childhood. If you're a teenager, like I was, and you watch that, you're going to develop an eating disorder. Mind you, I loved the Waltons, and I wanted to have the perfect family, and I didn't have that, and it broke my heart. I used to watch the Waltons day and night. One day, when I get sponsored, when Moving on TV has money and is sponsored, or not money, but we have the actors that I can pay them, because I won't let people work for free. And if I could I do my best. If I had the money, I would pay people. So I can't do a soap opera for you. I want to. It's called The Safety Net. And The Safety Net will teach you love. It will be a soap opera that teaches you love, good relationships, and how to live together, and how to develop self-love and creativity. And I've written it. I already wrote some of it. It's called The Safety Net. And I would only put it on if I can pay my actors, because it's not fair. And I want good cameramen. I want to do it justice. And it would have an opening like, I already designed the opening like Dallas, where you've got all the characters. So Moving on TV, we did Little Women years ago. We did Little Women in 2020. It was designed to be in the 2017. Where they were all dressed like this day and age, except I couldn't do it because I couldn't get the actors, because I didn't have the money to pay them. So once I have that money to pay actors and sponsorship, look, Vlad would do it, Emmanuel would do it, Martin would do it. They're not looking for money, but this is me. I don't want to do a soap opera until I've got enough supporters as well, subscribers. It could be called Encounters. It could be the life stories of the characters of Encounters. I've thought about it. I've thought about it. But I really would like to have more viewers first. Look, I don't want Vlad and Luke and Emmanuel and even myself to perform only to 2 people. It's so destroying. We need to grow. Me, I pick up a microphone and I love it, but I don't want to put Vlad and Luke through that. You know? Martin doesn't give a shit. He just do it for fun anyway. And he's a brilliant actor. Maybe we should do the soap opera. Maybe we should. But we need women. I can't play all the characters. Anyway, I'm just playing with you guys, because I'm not there yet. We will have a positive soap. Let me know if you want one. But I need actors. And if I can't pay you, we'd have to do it voluntarily. But I'd rather have a sponsor. Do you know what I mean? And our soap opera would teach you everything the media doesn't. So, for example, you're human, you're yourself. You are you. And where the soaps are going wrong at the moment is they're conditioning you to believe the rubbish. They are teaching you to do what they want you to do in order to not be powerful. They used to be good. In the beginning, EastEnders started off, and Coronation Street, they used to be good. You know, you did see people like, there were strong characters, there still are. But these characters are now, because they've earned a lot of people's hearts, they've won their hearts. These people would do anything these soap characters tell them to do. And don't get me started about that one. They don't tell you the truth. Not once has a soap opera told you that you can heal your body and your mind. They've not once told you about the mind-body-spirit connection. They make fun of New Agers. They make fun of us. Okay, so that, in a way, all right, so I'm admitting to you. Who are my audience with Moving On TV? You, the people who are watching now. The starseed, the light workers, the people that want to come out of depression, people that are looking outside the box, people that are exploring new alternatives or already know the alternatives, people that want their children to have a future, people that want to have fun, people like Emmanuel that are have a lot of beautiful positive energies. People like Martin that just want to have a laugh. People like Luke that want to express their talents and are very open-minded enough. People like that. You are my audiences. I don't know where most of the star seeds are because they want, at the moment, they're looking for hope that I can't give them. I can't tell them what Charlie tells them. I can only tell you what I'm given. And I'm given enough, but I can tell you the truth. But I'm not focusing on that. I'm focusing on your potential as a human being. And so Moving On TV doesn't grow. It doesn't grow quickly. And that's okay. I think I lost about 10 subscribers from Baba Bertha. Well, because, I don't know. Maybe people... I don't know if it was Baba Bertha or maybe it was me. Maybe I lost the subscribers from telling people what they don't want to listen to. They don't want to hear. Does it matter? No. Because Michael Paul McVeigh is telling me that when that lot are gone, Moving On TV will shine. So today, I'm not doing, maybe tonight I'll do motv jukebox and put on all Luke and all these incredible writers and performers, and I will glorify every single one of you that is living your dream. I will glorify your albums. I will glorify your potential, because like Jesus, I only see your potential. If you are Moving On TV, if you're watching Moving On TV, I will see your potential. I see beyond, the same way as Jesus did, because I can. Look, even when my father used to wind me up, and this is what Moving On TV is because I moved up. I'm no better than anyone else, except I have an understanding that maybe other people don't have. Now, I have said this and I will say it again. Just because someone goes ahead and bows down I'm not saying bows down in a derogative way. I'm saying to you that moving on TV may not be their TV station. However, what if that's so? That's their journey. What if they are my teacher and your teacher and my mirror? What right have I got to say that I'm better than anyone else? I'm not better. I just come from a different angle than anyone else. And my angle works. I'm happy. Look, if you get happy, you must be doing something right. You watch Baba Bertha, and she's completely insane. She's bipolar. She is the bipolar trait. She's so depressed, but she's never happy, right? So she's not bipolar, she's depressed all the time. Baba Bertha is always in a depressed mode, except she uses it to make you laugh, right? She goes into hyper energy to make you laugh. That was my father a lot of the time. Except he also had a lot of fun in him. And Baba Bertha's very funny. Very funny. And we know she is. And she's that part of me that expresses to you the end of the world and how you can make fun of it. But why did I mention Baba Bertha? I'm not sure. I've lost my train of thought. Just a minute. Yeah, I can only do Baba Bertha when I'm in a certain space. I cannot do Baba Bertha if I'm low. I can't. It just doesn't work. It doesn't work. Because the mind wakes up in the morning, and yesterday Baba Bertha came alive because of the vitamin D issue. And I was laughing my head off, and I thought, how can you have too much happiness? How can you have too much sunshine vitamin in you? How is that possible? So that's where Baba Bertha came in. And I thought, wow, there's a great idea, Lauren. You can use this to make people laugh. Because this is a ridiculous situation. So let's use it. And I did. And it worked. But if I'm depressed, Baba Bertha will not manifest. If I'm depressed, and I do get depressed, then I need to talk to Janie. I need to have a good cry. I need to go inside and meditate. Doesn't work a lot of the time for me. Ring the Samaritans, have a nice chat, have a hug if I can get a hug. Usually there's none. Cuddle the cats and stay with it. Because depression, a lot of the time, is coming from the past or the future. And on Moving on TV today, I am teaching you. Depression is okay. Just accept it. Thank God I get depressed. Because if I didn't get depressed, I couldn't identify with Papyrus, could I? Why would I put on Papyrus? Why would I identify with Liam, who sent me Papyrus, who told me about Papyrus? If I didn't get depressed, where would my empathy come from? I'm grateful. And also, how am I supposed to see the joy? How can you see the joy if you don't see the opposite? So I'm grateful. But I cannot do Baba Bertha when I'm depressed. So when I come on doing Baba Bertha, you may think Lauren's hyper, she's bipolar. No, I'm not. I'm actually very balanced. It's interesting, isn't it? Because if I did Baba Bertha from a sense of depression, then I'd become more depressed, or I'd become bipolar. Look, I'm not bipolar. I have traits, and I explain that with this condition that doesn't exist. Complex needs disorder, borderline personality disorder, is not a mental illness. I did the BPD song to explain to you. Everyone is walking around. Everyone who's watching Moving on TV, whether you are the right person or not to watch it, you have got a complex needs disorder, especially the way we're living now. So when I go on as Baba Bertha, if I'm depressed, it won't work. It's terrible. Nothing flows. You can't. It doesn't flow. If I'm angry, it'll flow. If I'm happy, it will flow. If I'm confused, it will flow. But if I go on in a low vibration, there's no point. Because Baba Bertha says to you, I'm miserable. It's comedy. This is not me feeling miserable. It's her. She is just an identity. She is my dad and my mother and my grandmother. And it's brilliant. Anybody that I feel I can use in Baba Bertha. Then you get Piaf. Let's look at Piaf. Piaf. Piaf is the flirt. The I live in every Lord. All right, this is moving on TV I'm talking about. All right. Piaf, who goes on as Piaf on Moving on TV. She's the flirt. She's the fun. She's the addictions. She drinks, she smokes, she sleeps around. She's not me, but she's that part of me that could do that if I wanted to. Because I'm single, I could do whatever I want, even if I wasn't single. Piaf. Piaf is fun. Piaf is every boundary comes down. If you've seen Love Conquers All, she's all heart, but she's so screwed up. She's a mess of addictions. She's not Baba Bertha. She's happy. She's full of joy. She's full of love for life, for drink, for men, for heroin. Sorry. No, you know what I mean. If I go on as Maria Callas, she is a swan. Hello there. My name is Maria Callas. I'm an opera singer. She's posh, but in a way where she's not Sally Bowles. Sally is naughty. Moving on TV is showing you every single identity that you've got, except we don't sink into the negativity anymore. We use it to move on. So Baba Bertha uses the negativity in her to make you laugh. I'm just realizing what moving on TV is. Now, a lot of people don't like it, and a lot of people are leaving because I won't take medication. Because originally, the audiences were all about mental health, remember? And no matter what they do to me, I'm balanced. And they don't like it. They want to hurt me. So they leave. And they've smashed my car in and stuff like that. Because they want to hurt me. They want to test me. And also because I bat for the Q team. They don't like that. So they're leaving. I will always bat for the trump card. Because I know in my heart what's going on. I've got evidence. Loads of evidence in my own life. So I'm not going to educate. Hello there. We've got people watching. Thank you so much. So what I'm saying is, moving on TV is not Charlie. And I am going on Charlie, but of course I can't put it on moving on TV. Look, in the old days, I would be flying with the truth. But I can't. Because YouTube allowed me to say the truth, whatever I wanted to say. If I go to the march tomorrow and film it, I could have put it on YouTube and you could have watched it. And I would have been flying. I would have had about the same as Charlie. But I'm not. I've taken a different direction. You can get the truth on BitChute and MeWe, Telegram. I don't want to be that anymore. And that's why I'm not growing. When I did the truth interviews, my subscribers were like piling on. I have not grown since the last interview I did with Charlie Wood. And that's nearly about, because it didn't go on moving on TV, because I can't. So now I'm developing moving on TV in a way where I'm not going to give you what I want to give you, those incredible those incredible truth interviews. You have to go on BitChute. I'm going on Charlie's. He's interviewing me. Funnily enough, it'll be the anniversary of the 6-Day War, which I was in, the 6-Day War. Lasted 6 days. That's why. And it's the 6th of June. An interview, coincidentally, Charlie's interviewing me about my childhood in Israel. And I'm looking forward to that. It will go on his channel and it will not go on mine because they'll wipe me off. Now, I asked Michael, how come Sasha is allowed to put whatever he wants and how come Jason is allowed to put whatever he wants? And he said, well, because they wouldn't dare wipe them off. They wouldn't dare. So I have a different status with the people I'm working for. You guys, I'm working for you. And I've taken on the stance of ENSA. Moving on TV is your ENSA. Now, if you don't know what ENSA is was the entertainment truths. Not Mensa, ENSA. Entertainment in the Second World War, like Laurene and all the artists that went and performed for the troops. The troops. I am the ENSA, I'm the entertainment. But I'm not just the entertainment. I'm modeling myself on, I expect, on positivity, on love, on compassion, on mind, body, spirit. But every day I put on programs. I am a TV station. So when you switch on ITV or BBC, what do you get? That's me. But I'm not growing the same way as they did for a couple of reasons. Well, first of all, I'm not going to take on the bastard, sorry, without saying it. I'm not going to take on sponsors that don't resonate with my vibration. If I took on people like chemical companies or chemicals that would help me grow, like, you know who, then moving on TV would be flying. That's not me. My sponsors don't have any money. They don't have any money. It's a bit of a problem, guys, because the globalist companies are not coming near moving on TV. So the only companies that can sponsor moving on TV are people that have money. Now, if I approach Jamie Turek, do you think he'll sponsor moving on TV? I will ask. I'll ask him. But it's a bit difficult. How can I approach my friends and ask them for money? That doesn't work for me. I can't. I don't want to ask my friends for money because friends give you love. How can I ask Janie to give me money? It's stupid. It doesn't work. Now, if my dad was alive and he believed in what I was doing, he would give me the money. He gave me the money for Edinburgh. I do not want to go and ask people that I love for money. I want to pay them. I want to help the people that are moving on TV. The people that gave their heart and soul. I want to help them. That's why moving on TV will always put on the people that gave their heart and soul. Whether I see them, whether we're friends, whether they're in my life or not. They gave beautiful programs to you guys. And so you'll see them. You'll see their programs. And if I find out that they're doing anything to enhance their life or humanity, it'll go moving on TV. I'll go out of my way to promote them. Because as I said to you guys, that's all I see. All I see is their potential. I've done my shadow work. It's gone. And that's how I formed a beautiful relationship with my father. Because my father used to ring me up and he'd be abusive on the phone, like Baba Bertha. Watch Baba Bertha. You'll see Dad. You'll see Dad. You won't see my grandmother, because she was just a miserable. You'll see the misery. But when you watch Baba Bertha, and Martin knows it, anyone who knew my father can see Baba Bertha. I might create Dad in another character. I'm starting to think about it. My dad was like Don Corleone. Oh, that was funny. he used to sit in this bed and he used to delegate. You do this, you do that, Lauren. You write my book, right? I'm going to give you money to come to Israel to write my book. And then I go to Israel and he'd say to me, right, sit there and I'll dictate it to you. Why are you not doing that, Lauren? And I'm looking at him doing A Course in Miracles and I'm doing, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. I wish you peace, I wish you peace, I love you. And I'm looking him in the eye and I'm going, Dad, I love you. I came here to see you, not to write your book. Oh, I didn't give you money to come to Israel to see me. I want you to write my book. I'm not kidding you. I need to create a character called Sid Medali. Well, I'll call him Sid. The Sid Show. Shall we do the Sid Show? Oh, he was incredible. He had such a heart but he had a lot of issues. He was a child who'd been abused and hurt. Anyway, coming back to moving on TV. So if I create a Sid Show, that will be based on my father. And you could see him in Baba Bertha. But I want you to see something else. I want you to see him sitting there going to me. And literally, this is the truth. Martin will confirm it as he was there. This is what you would do. Before he lost his memory, the time before last, right? He sent me money and he said, I want you to, here's your ticket, right? He'd ring me up, right? There's your money, buy your ticket, come to Israel to write my book for me. I'm not kidding you. That's how he was, right? And you'd go over there. Oh, and he got pissed off with me. And he said, Lauren, you came to Israel and you're resting. You're going to the beach and you're resting. I'm not happy. You're going to the beach and you're enjoying yourself. I did not give you money to do that. I'm not kidding you. He did. And then he'd sit on his bed and there was my sister and there was me and there was Martin and Jesse. And he'd, right, Jesse, can you do that? Laura, go write my book. Martin, what did he usually with can you sit and watch football with me? I want to watch football. Right, Martin, go get the newspapers. Next time you come, do you think you could bring some newspapers? Oh, God, Lauren, why did you get me those Rice Krispies? I ate them. You've got me them. Oh, what was it? I've got a tummy upset. Well, he'd usually say diarrhea. He didn't beat around the bush. I've got diarrhea. I need my marshmallows. Dad was a character, right? And then you'd look at him and you'd say, I'd hold his hand because I didn't take any bullshit. Dad, I love you. I love you. And he'd look at me and he'd keep looking at me because he wasn't used to it because he'd start fighting with me. Can you imagine? A Taurus and a Leo. Yeah? Boom, boom, boom. There's the lion. There's the bull. Whoosh. We'd annihilated. There he is. So strong. So stubborn. Mum used to say that. Oh my God, you two. Bring you two together. It was World War X. Anyway, until I came into my spirituality and I did A Course in Miracles with him and I'd look at him and I'd say, I love you. I see peace. I see peace instead of this. I love you. I wish you peace. I wish you peace. Because what you give, you receive. Yeah? I wish you peace. This is Moving on TV teaching you. I wish you peace. I wish you peace. I love you. I wish you peace. You can't have enemies if you wish them peace. That's why when the trolls come on, I either laugh or I just say, okay, then I wish you peace, and then I block them. Depends. Or Stu spans them, or Cara. Mind you, I think Stu is one of them. Let's not go there. Coming back to what I was saying. So yeah. So if you want to, so Dad, we'll create the Sid Show. I'll get myself all dressed up like a man. I'm an actor. I'll be Sid. It's not hard. He used to wear a vest and he used to walk around the house. This is my house. If I want to walk around with my nappy on, then nothing to do with you. No respect for anybody. I swear to God. That's why my niece has stopped going there. They used to say, Lauren, Auntie Lauren, I don't want to sit with with Saba. Saba is grandpa. I don't want to sit with Saba. Will they not be on? And I say, yeah, I understand. All right. And I'd say to him, look, they're not going to come over. Oh, it's my house. I don't care, you know. So there was a lot of self-sabotage in Dad, right? He was an incredible character. And then the minute you get around him, the minute he realized he couldn't bullshit you anymore, he was like, you're the one with the heart, Laurene. I know you're the one with the heart. And he said, all right then, go and have a nice meal. You and Martin, there you go. He throws some shekels at you. Go and have a nice meal and then come back and write my book, all right? I'm not kidding you. It was hilarious. I wish I'd videoed him sitting there doing his Don Corleone. Sid was the mafia. My father used to act like Don Corleone. You do what you're told or else. And I healed it because I loved him so much. And I wasn't prepared to see that in him. And if you read his book, it's full of love because I wrote it from here. Now, unfortunately, my sister couldn't deal with my father because he treated her like a slave. It was, right, do this, do that, do the other. And never, I used to say to him, Dad, can you have a cup of tea with her? Treat her with respect. She's your daughter. Nah. She's here to do the practical stuff. You're here to take care of the emotions of my heart. She's here to take care of paying the bills and sorting out the doctors. You're here, Laurene, to be kind to me, to write my book, to bring me the parcels I asked you for. Oh my God. I've got so much stuff I could put into this. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be hilarious. I'll tell you. His love of spiders, his love of animals. There's got a section there, my father. It's like you've got a mafia boss, so to speak, who adored animals. He used to protect all the little baby birds from the cats. After Bonnie died, Bonnie was his cat. Oh, Bonnie, she was incredible. He was so soppy, he wouldn't get another cat. So we've got a new program, 2 new programs, 3 new programs. We've got I Love Me, a bushel and a bag. Okay, I need to take a breath here. And here's a lesson for you. You might lose your voice if you don't breathe. I haven't eaten anything yet. Not even an ice cream. I haven't eaten. I've had water. Okay? So 3 new programs coming on to Moving On TV. Okay, one is going to be called I Love Me, and that's literally about challenging all our beliefs, all our values, taking the Hierophant out of the tarot card, looking at our relationships, looking at what do I want, not does what my parent want, what does my partner want, what does my friends want, what do I want? Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? That's I Love Me. The second program is Karma, is a B-I-T whatever, and that's going to be ringing up any company that rings, which is a globalist not helping humanity, will get the shock of their lives because they're going to get karma and that's what they'll get, and it's going to be very funny. And I explained that in the program before this. And then you're going to get Sid, the Sid show, and that's going to be my dad. I'm going to use all these identities and I'm going to bring them to life. I'm not going to do the Ruth show, my mother, because she's in Baba Bertha, a lot of ingratitude, a lot of, yeah, there's a lot of Ruth in there. But Sid, we've got to do the Sid show. Because Baba Bertha cannot show you parts of Dad that I want to show you. It's going to be very funny. He's here. He's here anyway. It's easy. Yeah. So 3 new programs starting on Moving On TV. But I'm also, today has been incredible. I didn't get up till, well, don't know what time I got up. I was on the hammock. I'll probably go back on there once the rain stops. But don't lie on a wet hammock because you'll get, get into your bones and make you sick. So I'm not going to do that. Unless I put a really strong cover on it and I lie on top of that. I'm not, why you make yourself sick? Moving on TV is to enhance your life and your potential. And if you're not ready and you want to hear what's going on in the world at the moment, I can't do that. All I can do, God, my ear has gone funny now. Excuse me. Oh, sometimes that happens. Right. The left side's gone funny. I'm tired. I've done 3 tarot readings for my tarot channel. That was fun. When spirit is flowing through you, God, my ear has gone funny. That happens when I'm tired. My left side starts to get a bit tingly and my ear goes funny. It's like a blockage because it's the left side of the body is self-nurturing. So I'm going to go soon, but I've told you about Moving on TV. So I'm going to edit this and it will go on Moving on TV, What's Next? Okay, so we've got 3 new programs starting. I'm not able to get the sponsors. And I know people are sending me this fame and fortune thing that you click on it. It doesn't work, guys. Now, I can buy subscribers. I know how to do that. But if I buy subscribers, they're not going to be you and me, are they? They're not. Why bother? You could buy subscribers for $10. You get about 80. What's the point? I'm going to buy them for my tarot thing. Well, because there's going to be adverts. That's not Moving on TV. And I'm going to be doing streams and I'm going to be paid when I'm ready. I'll have 1,000 subscribers. I will do live streams and people could pay donations on the spot. But I'm not doing that with Moving on TV. I don't want to. I don't want to. What, you mean super chat? How can I? It's not monetized. I can't do super chat. We're Moving on TV because it's not monetized. So how do we work around it? If you've got any ideas, contact me. There was a lovely person called Autumn who disappeared into the autumn. I don't hear from them ever again. They were going to help me promote Moving on TV because that's my weak point. Look, it's not my weak point. I can do it with a channel that is monetized. Moving on TV is not monetized. I will not monetize it. How can I? It's spirit. It's pure. Now, Charlie grows because Charlie is giving people what they want. He's giving them a different angle. Now, you tell me why I'm not growing. I'd love to know. You guys are on here like I've got 2 people on here. Maybe more because it doesn't always show me. When I go and restream, I get about maybe 20 from Facebook, YouTube, Facebook, Periscope, and Twitch. I get a lot more than I do just from YouTube. But today I'm tired, so I'm not going on the restream. I'm sitting here. I'm lying in bed. Look, I'm not going to show you my bedroom. It's a mess. I don't like this room. It's too small. But it's smaller because it's a mess. I need to tidy up. But more than anything, I have to breathe and think of ways, how am I going to grow Moving on TV? Because that's my passion, as you know. So I won't take on globalist sponsors, even if they asked. No way, Jose. I'm not monetizing. No way. So the only way I can grow is by being very, very patient and carrying on working for humanity, for you guys. Look, I've got at least 12 disciples that love me to bits. You see their birthdays. There's Janie, there's Michael, there's Martin, there's Vlad, there's Emmanuel, there's Cara. Who else have I got who comes on regularly? There's Mary Malia. There's Nigel Floyd. There's, oh God, I had 10. Who's the other two? There's people that come on here. A Grey Cat. Stu, that's 10, even though he does talk a lot of rubbish sometimes. He is supporting me. There's people that come on. I don't know who you are, but I feel you're supporting me. That's 11. There's people from Twitch are coming on regularly. That's 12. Who else did I not say? Luke, 13. How could I forget Luke? Who else? That's 13 disciples. But whoever's coming on at the moment from Twitch, that amounts to more people. Periscope, Twitch. I've got more than 13. Hang on. I've got Jane Randall. I've got Virginia. That's 15. Hang on. I've got Geza. I've got Natasha. That's 17. Who else? She said her friends watch it. Who else? 17. Liam, when he comes on and behaves. That's 18. Who else have I got? Who else watches Moving On TV and really, really supports me? Let me think. I said the main ones. Oh, John Kennedy, coming on regularly. Patrick J. Largo. I have got 20 disciples now. 20 people that are supporting Moving On TV. It is the quality. When you look at how many people have woken up, quality. We've probably got about what? Oh, Angie. How can I forget Angie Wilson? 21. Come on, Lauren. You've got more than 21 people that are supporting Moving On TV. Oh, Tony D. Palmer. Caleb Johnson. Who else? Who else regularly supports Moving On TV? Who I play their music, and who else? Richard Murray, who did our jingle. Getting to 25 here. Who else supports Moving On TV? Well, I did have Autumn. I don't know where Autumn has gone. And if you know who Autumn is, they didn't want to tell me. I've got my suspicions, as Baba Bertha would say. That's 25 people supporting Moving On TV. 25. That's good. I said the main ones that came into my head. There's always a person on Twitch that gives me that fame and fortune thing, which doesn't work. I've tried it. And it's like you pay £1 or £2, you never hear anything. It's different to famous followers, which does work. But guys, I don't want people that don't resonate with Moving On TV. I don't want them. So I've got 25 people that are watching Moving On TV regularly. 25, at least. So 25 is a nice number. I can grow from that. 25. 25, yeah? Those are the people that mainly watch quite a lot. And I rely on them for views. So 25. So Charlie Ward has got my back, I've been told. Has recorded the channel. So that's it. So Moving On TV will grow organically. I'm not supported by the light workers in my area, except maybe one or two who do it incognito, and I know it's them. They do it incognito because I suppose it's hard for them to lose their own support system, and I don't want that. But it's sad because there's a huge amount of light workers in this area and they don't support me. But I'm not going into that. I've gone past that. That was shadow work. And if you notice, I don't put their programs on anymore. One of the reasons is because they hurt me very badly. And the other reason is because they're dangerous programs. They've got to go on the truth. I only put people on here that my gut tells me they care. My gut, all right? And people who I gave permission to do what they're doing. But moving on TV, as I said, if the light workers were supporting moving on TV, we would have flown by now. But they won't. Because, you know, one of the reasons is, and this is the big lesson that I've learned, is they're holding on to the past because of the things I said about them, which were really true a lot of the time. I'm not afraid to say it because I don't bullshit. I don't bullshit. And I know someone, a little birdie told me, and this is another thing, is a lot of the time good light workers that have big hearts and give and give and give, and they don't get the support from the people around them. A little birdie told me that that person went on about 6 months ago and told them what they really feel. And so did I. And I think that that little birdie is telling me that that person is supporting moving on TV. Somehow. The same way as I'm supporting them, a little birdie tells me. So, as I said to you, the potential of people that are watching and they go on, one person gives me a like. One person. That person gives me the courage to go on again. Even if they won't give me a like. And that's shadow work. It's not about likes, but it's lovely. It comes from here. They told me yesterday that they were giving me a like, and they always would. And I trust it's nice. It's nice. So thank you. And I think there's one person that watches all my programs. Every single program. And they're not nice because they're not giving me on likes. They're not stalking me. I'm not stalked. I don't feel stalked. I don't believe, you know, I would know if someone meant me harm. I know in the past, yeah, we got all those trolleys, as Bobbit calls. I've got a couple of interesting people in my life, and I can't suss them out with moving on TV. They come on moving on TV, and they're really nice, and they span for me like Stu. Stu! I don't know if you're on here today. I had to whack him off because I'm not sure yet. And I know that they came from somewhere else, from a company that wanted moving on TV to be something it will not be. All right? And they're in touch with me regularly. But they're not telling me who they are. And, you know, so my intuition is working overtime with this. Anyway, coming back to moving on TV. Whoever watches all the programs, and there's one person on Twitch and one person on YouTube, my gratitude is sky high. Because other people out of the 25 watch on and off. You guys, whoever you are, is watching moving on TV day and night. And I'm very grateful. Because you just need one or two. You just need one. It's a bit like that child that goes to school and they have that teacher that gives them love and compassion and tells them they're amazing. And then they go home and they get hurt. And then they go back to school and they get that teacher again. That teacher became Nelson Mandela. Sorry, that student became Gandhi. Nelson Mandela. That student is me. That student goes on and does bigger and better. That person, those two people, or it could be the same person for all I know, watching on Twitch and watching on YouTube. That gives us a like. They're angels. They're guardian angels for moving on TV. And those that give us unlikes are as well. Because then they force Laurene. That's not moving on TV. Moving on TV doesn't do shadow work. Oh yeah, I suppose we do. Because we go into depression and we talk about it. But we talk about it. We don't stay in it. Is that shadow work? Yeah. Shadow work is about exploring and coming out of it. It's looking at the light and the dark. But if you come on to Moving on TV and you start abusing people, you start abusing animals, humanity, or me, or Moving on TV, you get whacked off by the spanner. And then I'll bring you back if I feel my intuition will tell me. Like Stu, I know you're a good person. I know you're full of love because you came on as my moderator. But I also know where you came from, and you can't bullshit me. I know exactly where you came from. Stu, I think you switched. A bit like some of the people that are switching and working with our Trump, so to speak. Well, not so to speak, the truth. So that Moving on TV, we didn't have two people that were spanning using the spanner this time last year, and now we do. That's a good thing. We have two moderators. And we have Restream. And even though we haven't grown at all since I started Restream, have we grown? Yeah, we've grown. Of course we've grown. We haven't grown in the physical, but we've grown in 5D. Continuously growing, continuously. And at some point, the potential is there. And at some point, that sponsor will come because they will see beyond. They will see the work we're doing. They will see beyond. And they will help us get the funding. Or they may have the money, they may have the pentacles, and they'll come forward and they say, Lauren, I want to sponsor Moving on TV because I love what you're doing. I love it. And that's all I need. And they say, look, I can't pay you much, maybe a tenner. Well, a tenner is a tenner. I do everything for free because I love it. Why would I do it? Because I'm punishing myself? Of course not. When I go on there and I edit this tonight, or because I'm not going to edit it today, I'm too tired, so it won't be tonight. Unless I get more sleep and I rest and do what needs to be done, which is the washing up, Lauren, then I won't go on Moving on TV and edit this. I won't be doing any editing today. You can watch it again on YouTube, it's on there. But unless I feel strong enough and healthy, I'm tired. I've just done 4 tarot readings because I love it, because it's fun. And I have to keep doing my 8 of Pentacles. You keep focusing. Even if you're feeling like shit, you sleep. Go to sleep for, like, if you can, for 5 hours. Go into nature for 5 hours. Lie in a hammock. Listen. Listen, guys, listen. Can you hear the birds? That's my higher power. Because they can't take the birds away from us. They can't take the tweeting. Your higher power has got to be something that you can never lose. Like Moving on TV will go on. Like my heart goes on. It will go on and on and on. And even if we lose the internet, it'll go on. As I said to you, and I might do this, but unfortunately we don't have the weather. I will get screens and I'll put them up everywhere and I'll project love into everywhere if I don't have the internet. This will go on a big screen in the middle of a park or a shopping centre until they tell me to do otherwise. What's the harm? Like a drive-in cinema. When I used to go down Ravati, hopefully we'll get that back eventually. Maybe we won't. The birds are gone very quiet. I can't hear them. That's the gap. There they are. They're back. I love listening to the birds. This has become a new thing with me. I wanted a higher power. Remember the tweeting when God, the higher power said, listen to the birds and then you'll place your voice properly. But this is more than that. Moving on TV is in 5D. We don't need subscribers. We don't need viewers. We've got the people that watch us. It's enough. The birds. I don't like birds, but I do. I never liked the birds because, again, the media scared us with the birds, with Hitchcock. But these birds, it's like heaven. Do I feel a new program coming on? The Gap. It's going to be called The Gap. Mind that gap. You know, guys, sometimes we make life hard for ourselves. So hard. And they always say, spiritually, it's the most simple thing in life that makes you happy. Like the tweeting of the birds. Okay. I'm going to do a new program. Another one. That's 4 new programs on Moving on TV. The Gap. Listening to the tweet of the birds. A very wise soul said to me, nearly a year ago now, someone I respect and trust, and someone who I gave permission to give me a lot of tough love, which has brought me into 5D. I'm so grateful. Thank you. You need to take 2 weeks off, Lauren, because I had a swelling in my neck. I remember asking them, can you give me some advice? I text this person. And they said, you need to take 2 weeks off, Lauren. No talking, no singing, no moving on TV, nothing. And I thought, yeah, I do respect that. Nah. Good advice then. That was good advice, Ken. Because that's the vibration I was in. And if I could have got on an airplane and gone to the Canaries, which I should have done because I didn't realise, oh, hang on, were we locked down a year ago? We were. Yeah. No, I couldn't. We were locked down. I would have gone and laid on the beach. We Moving on TV would have gone quiet for 2 weeks, but no, wouldn't have worked. Moving on, you have to keep consistency. Well, I had my laptop with me. It wouldn't have gone quiet for 2 weeks. No way. I would have taken you to the beach. We would have listened to the waves, but nah, it wouldn't have worked. Well, because I wasn't in that vibration. But now it's working. Because I'm in 5D. Moving on TV is the ascension. Thanks, Cara. Yes. And we don't rely. A lot of companies would have folded by now. Oh, I'm not getting the views. I'm not getting the subscribers. No one's paying me. Never, 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 ever will Moving on TV go, leave you. I will never leave you. I will never leave you guys. Never. And because I can't do it on my own, I have to do it with a TV station. Do you understand? I cannot pick you all up. I cannot hold you. I cannot fix you. But Moving on TV can. And it is a higher power. Because even if, God forbid, I lost my voice, and that's not happening, it does on and off, and I know what to do. Even if I lost my singing voice and I couldn't sing, look, I'll always be able to sing because I've got a very strong chest voice and I've got a very strong high voice. It's the bit in the middle, which is interesting. But say I lost my voice, God forbid, which is impossible because I'm talking. God forbid I couldn't talk. It's not going to happen. If I could talk, I could sing. All right? That's the end of that one. Let's think of something else. What would happen if I went blind? Could happen. God forbid. 1,000,000 times. What would happen if I became blind, deaf, or lost my voice? I Beethoven. Moving on TV, would it function? How would moving on TV function if I was blind? This is a very serious conversation. Do you ever think about that? The body. That's just the body. It's making me want to cry. It's scary. But that's just the body, isn't it? Because a lot of the time I am blind. When I don't see from here, I'm blind. When I don't hear the tweet of the birds, I'm deaf. When I don't talk to you from here, I'm dumb. They're not tweeting. They stopped tweeting. And then a fly started flying around me, trying to get my attention. You know, this reminds me of the therapeutic community. When I went into the therapeutic community, I was in 1D, not even 3D. And people said, Lauren, you either talk too much, and we don't want to hear you, even if it was wisdom. You're either singing, talking, breathing. I'm joking. No, I'm not. Moving around, not sitting still, playing with your hair, gesturing, licking your lips, moving your face, twitching. Never silent, never still. There's a little fly on my arm. It's gone. Interesting. Interesting. I'm very, very peaceful. The fly, did you see that? It's trying to drag me out of my stillness. Manifesting. Coming out of alignment. Moving on TV. Now, I'm on moving on TV now. In my strength, in my power, in my bliss, feeling good. I don't need anything. And when I talk, there are pauses. Like a good actress, like Piaf. When I directed myself as Edith, with Piaf. Remember when her child died? Her Cecile? She was called Cecile, my little Cecile. And her child died. And I read the lines, and I'm going to give the performance of a lifetime. How will I do this? And it was like, take a breath. And then the tears start to come. They told me she had the meningitis. She was already in a world that had nothing to do with me. I pick her up. I look at her. She didn't recognize me. The head was wobbling, and she was in a world that had nothing to do with us. I wanted a lock of her hair. And Piaf does this. Laurene does this. I wanted a lock of her hair. But I didn't have a nail file. You see how the emotions come up with the pause? That's just the same as life. Feel and heal. I didn't have a scissors. This is unbelievable. They gave me, for my own child, to get a lock of her hair. They didn't have a pair of scissors. Can you imagine how that felt to me? A mother? I just wanted a lock of my baby's hair. And I'm crying, and the audience are crying. Someone gave me a nail file. Can you imagine? Can you imagine a nail file? Can you imagine? It was so hard to cut. The little head was wobbly and shaky. I didn't have the money to bury my own child. So I had to walk to Rue de la Chapelle to meet a man. That's why I got a 5-star review. Can you imagine a mother has to become a prostitute just to bury her own child? After it was over, I gave the money to the undertaker. He put her in a little box in the ground. After that, I didn't see Petit Louis ever again. I never, ever went back to that graveyard, ever. That was it. Never. That's it. Gone. And then you have that pause. She takes a whiskey. The pain is so strong. Feel it. Take that pause. This is Moving On TV. This is not your average TV station. When I did that part of Edith Piaf, I was a medium, channeling Edith Piaf, like I am now for you, to teach you to heal. And then when you heal, she takes her whiskey. Now don't, I'm not telling you to be like Piaf and have your whiskeys. You need to feel. So that's when she felt. That's when I felt Piaf's pain. And I got a 5-star review. I directed me. Me. No one else directed me with that. No one directed that show except one person gave me ideas. I directed me. I felt. And that's when you do an Oscar-winning performance. However, Piaf feels for 5 seconds. I give myself that beat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Takes a whiskey. Pa! One day I was performing on the Champs-Élysées, right? That's it. She gave herself 5 seconds to grieve her child. How long do you give yourself to grieve your childhood? More than 5 seconds? Or do you turn to an addiction? So moving on TV is very powerful. I teach you everything. So I'm going to go now. We shall see what programs come up from this. The Gap. Okay, I'm going to do a new preview called The Gap. The Gap. But I just proved it to you. I love you. Bye.